U.S. President Donald J. Trump held a phone call with Kurdish leaders in Iraq on the potential events following ongoing U.S.-Israeli operations against Iran. I fucking told you. Told you. This is why you come in here and listen to me instead of some dumb bullshit. That's why I say Piker Broadcasting Service is sponsored by you, the viewers, for you, the viewers. For tomorrow's news today. You think the Kurds will answer Trump's call? Fuck yes. That's not even a question. It's not a matter of if. It's a matter of when. And now we know. Okay, now it's confirmed. Pretty much. It's all but confirmed. Why do you think the American-Israeli strike teams have been peppering Border Patrol on the Iran-Iraq border for the last 76 hours? What do you think is the reason for that? The reason for that is so that they can send in the Kurdish militias because they don't have any popular ground forces to destabilize the country. And then they can like propagandize as like, this is a real revolution taking place. Look, scoop, President Trump spoke by phone with Kurdish leaders in Iraq on Sunday to discuss the U.S.-Israel war with Iran and what might come next. 3 sources with my knowledge of the call told Mark A. Capito. I told you that they were going to do this. From day one, I told you that they were going to do this, and they're doing it. Do the Kurds not feel some type of way after they were abandoned in Syria? No. Brother, that's the expectation. Kurds know what America will give them at the end of this, which is nothing. They'll use the Kurdish militias as a form of destabilization in Iran. They'll go in and they'll gladly go kill people, fight the IRGC, whatever. And then after that, they'll send in the Turkish military. If they completely create a failed state there, they'll literally send in the Turkish military into Iran. If they succeed in destroying the Iranian state, they will then send in the Turkish military to take up like some kind of territory in a defensive posture. Yeah, Trump spoke to leaders of 2 Iranian Kurdish factions in Iraq, Masoud Barzani and Bafel Talabani, day after he authorized the Saturday bombing campaign. 2 of the sources said. A source with knowledge of the call said they were sensitive and declined to give details on their content. The calls were the culmination of months of behind-the-scenes lobbying by Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Another source said Israel has close security, military, and intelligence ties with the Kurds in Syria, Iraq, and Iran for decades. It's the general view, and certainly Netanyahu's view, that the Kurds are going to come out of the woodwork, that they're going to rise up, one official said. I mean, dude, they're literally Israel runs the show. Israel runs the show. It's so hard for me to say anything but that. Oh my God. It's a Mearsheimer crash course. Why would Benjamin Netanyahu, the face of a wildly unpopular war where U.S. soldiers are being maimed and killed, who does this appeal to beyond Fox News boomers? Who does this appeal to beyond Fox News boomers who are already the minority in support of the war? Yeah. In a couple hours, in an hour and a half, you will see Benjamin Netanyahu go and get sucked off by Donald Trump's favorite cum receptacle, Sean Hannity. Donald Trump is a bratty bottom, but he likes to share. It's very obvious that he doesn't mind sharing. And he's sharing his favorite cum receptacle, Sean Hannity, in this polyamorous relationship with Benjamin Netanyahu. Yeah, I know Rubio basically all but admitted that Israel forced their hand into going into this military quagmire. And just like I also called, Trump is going to, by way of Benjamin Netanyahu, activate the Kurdish forces that will storm the Iranian borders and go in and cause terror, as the New York Times and the rest of the pliant media will write reports about how wokely the Kurds are actually taking over Iran. Just wait. I told you this already. Bro, how the fuck are the Kurds falling for this again? Listen, I can't speak too much because I'm Turkish and everyone will accuse me of being a hater of the Kurds. But at some point, you got to realize that this, they're not falling for it. Okay? They're not falling for it. They see their only viable, they see the only viability for the creation of a Kurdistan-style state is by basically turning it into Israel. That's it. They want to make a Kurdish Israel. Look at this. Look at this. Oh my God. It's because the other options are to get massacred by Turkey or the other states. It's unbelievable that there are motherfuckers in this chat who will literally look to the situation at hand and this is an act of imperialism. You know it's an act of imperialism. So why the fuck are you trying to defend it? Especially when we're talking about getting slaughtered? America literally sends them in, causes the destabilization, and then allows them to get slaughtered after the fact. The fuck are you talking about? And then, of course, the Kurds will say that argument makes no sense. Kurdish lands have always been Kurdish. We have been occupied by oppressors for centuries. Okay, then go ahead, dude. Build Kurdish Israel, okay? Good luck. This will be the way to do it. Do not talk with any of the regional powers and only use yourself like a sleeve for American imperialism. It's crazy because like Kurdish revolutionaries for the longest time before America slaughtered them were communist. Like actually communist. No friends but the mountains. Yeah, okay, keep LARPing, big dog. Anti-imperialism and communism was within the framework of the Kurdish revolutionary movement. And now they're literally America's most loyal servants. And you're over here talking about like, oh, well, you know, we're from there. 35 million diaspora with no with no home. So I guess that's okay then. Okay, you can just like destabilize and play a formative role in America's plans every single time. Even if they f you over like they did in Syria. One day it'll be different though, I promise. This time is different. Kurds be like, this time is different, guys. You don't understand. This time is different. Hate this guy. Okay. If you collaborate with the oppressors, you will never find peace. Kurdish populations are stupid and brainwashed. I'm Kurdish, by the way, so no ban. I don't understand how you can literally look at the situation and be like, this time it's going to be different. But I guess the Iranian diaspora has a similar attitude as well. And I think it partially stems from, oh, well, we're different. We're not Arabs. Everyone does this in the region. Turks do this too. The Persians think they're not Arabs and they're smarter, so it won't happen to them. The Kurds say the same. The Turks say the same. Everyone at the end of the day is a servant of American empire.
Nobody objects to the Iranians being able to build, medical isotopes. The objection is these enrichment facilities that are only useful for building a nuclear weapon. Even some international organizations that usually don't agree with the United States were very clear that Iran's only purpose in building these underground, highly enriched facilities was to build a nuclear weapon. It just doesn't pass the smell test for you to say that you want enrichment for like medical isotopes, while at the same time trying to build the facility 70, 80 feet.
Another way to relieve the sanctions was to not enrich uranium past that point. You have no idea what the you're talking about, do you? They already did that. It was called the JCPOA, dumbass. And then Donald Trump ripped it apart. And then they still followed along with the JCPOA because it was a multilateral agreement, which included cooperation from China, Russia, and European partners as well. So they thought, oh, okay, this Trump guy's a madman, but like obviously it'll be fine. And then you know what Trump did? Add additional sanctions. So they were like, all right, back to square one. We keep enriching uranium, and then maybe we can get Donald Trump to the negotiations table and get sanctions relief that way, considering that he had added new sanctions. If you don't know anything, why do you speak? Yeah, of course you don't know anything. Immediately, I'm Iranian. Everyone I know is happy about this intervention. We got it, bro. I know. I understand. You saw 150 little girls get slaughtered by Israeli weapons, and you thought to yourself, oh, I love this. I will have Kubi Day in Tehran one day. You saw your grandparents get cluster strike, and you were like, oh, this is good. I am Persian. I know. 30 to 5,000 persons getting slaughtered is okay, though. No, it's not. It's not. And I never said it was. The difference between you and I is that I know, unlike your dumbass, that America killing 5,000 people with its strikes. Oh, now it's 50,000. Okay. America, Iran killed 100 million Iranians. Okay. Iran killed 100 quintillion Iranians. It's crazy. More people than exist on the planet in a matter of a day. Okay. They did it in one day. It turns out they have built a nuke, but it only evaporates. Lamau actually defending this regime. You are evil. I'm not, you idiot. I'm not defending the regime. I'm defending Iranian population having its sovereignty. I'm defending the avoidance of further casualties, which is what the American and the Israeli government is doing to you and your people and your parents right now. Why is it that I have to straight up deal with all of the dumbest diasporoids every single time? I'm like, maybe we shouldn't be starving Cuba. Excuse me, have you thought about the fact that I'm literally Cuban and I think we should starve the Cubans on the island? I don't give a f what you are. I don't care. What the f? You will never convince me that American bombs are going to be your liberation. That has never happened, okay? The last time that happened was post-World War II. It has never happened since, and it will never happen again. Every dumb f thinks, oh, well, we're going to be just like Japan. We're going to be just like Germany. Not realizing that you are going to be just like Libya, Syria. You're going to be just like Iraq. You're going to be just like Afghanistan. You're not going to have a positive outcome from this. Anyways, can't wait for a regime change. Step in the right direction for the whole world, and you'll be wrong once again. Oh my God, Iranian guy who literally is saying, my grandparents might die, but at least in the process, in this utter fantasy that I've concocted in my mind where Libya, Syria, Iraq, Afghanistan, all of these things are in the fucking rearview mirror. We're different. We're different. It's totally going to be separate this time around. When Israel is salivating at the prospect of creating a failed state in your country where your parents and your grandparents and like your loved ones live, you are demanding more Israeli and American bombs. You're delusional. And then on top of that, to add insult to fucking injury, you turn around and you go, and you'll be proven wrong. I would love to be proven wrong. It would be the greatest day of my life if somehow, magically, in spite of all of the observable reality on American entanglements and American regime change that has come at the cost of tens of millions of people being displaced everywhere else in the world, this time it's somehow magically different. But that's not how things work, does it? God damn. Trump just got off a phone call with like Kurdish militias in Iraq to literally go into Iran as they are striking border positions on the Iraqi-Iranian border. And there are literally chatters in here being like, you don't understand. They're going to do regime change and it's going to be awesome. No, it's not. It's going to balkanize Iran in the best case scenario where all of the different ethnic groups are going to constantly fight over territory for the rest of your life. Iran is going to turn into a backwards country way beyond what you think is backwards right now under the leadership of the fucking Ayatollah. I promise you, there is a worse alternative out there, and you're about to receive it, but you'll be excited at the prospect of it. I understand hating the regime. I understand it. Okay? I understand it. But America is far more evil than the IRGC ever could be, and you are about to find out. Here's the even worse alternative via John Kirauku.
So Reza Pahlavi is the son of the...
I mean, this is not going to happen. Reza Pahlavi is not going to be the fucking leader of Iran unless America literally puts him in charge with boots on the ground, military warfare. The other thing that diasporoids don't understand is this weird notion where they think they're white. Iranian diaspora thinks they're white for some reason, and I don't know why they think this. But once there are tens of millions of Iranian refugees trying to escape Iran, some of which that come to the United States of America, some of which that come to Europe, you will definitely find out that you are not white at all. Let me fucking tell you, you're going to be the talking point. You can just keep going, I'm not Shia, I'm Persian, I'm not Shia, as they do a hate crime on you. I know. Jewish, Persian, Zionist, anti-IRGC people, okay? People who love Reza Pahlavi. And they have been stopped at airports. They've been literally stopped at airports because they're brown, because they look Muslim. That's it. They don't give a fuck about Cuba Day when they are treating you like you're a terrorist. It's so strange, brother. It's so strange. I'm not Shia, I'm Persian. Okay,
Shah
good luck.
of Iran, who was thrown out of Iran in early 1979, February of 1979, came into exile briefly in the United States. He was, a teenager. Well, now he's in his 60s, and he's never been to Iran since the 1970s. He's not a player in Iranian exile circles, but he seems to have a whole lot of money. Well, over the last couple of weeks, several things have happened. Number one, the Israeli government spilled the beans, and they admitted that they have been financing him. So is he a Mossad asset? You bet he's a Mossad asset. Mossad is saying it. Nobody pays any attention to him except these really rich Iranian exiles, most of whom are in Beverly Hills. The only people who really, really want him to be the leader of Iran are the Israelis. I'll add one other thing. As I said, the guy is a non-entity in Washington. He's a non-entity even in Iranian exile politics. But the Washington Post, which is owned by Jeff Bezos and is the mouthpiece of the 1% of the 1%, ran an op-ed last week that Reza Pahlavi wrote. And he said that he wanted to go.
Yeah, it's Israel. Israel is writing the op-ed. That's it. There's two competing forces within the diasporoid communities. There's MEK, which has even less of a popular base in Iran. MEK is just like a suicide terror cult, except they have a fairly robust lobbying arm in America. And that's why like Rudy Giuliani is constantly chirping and John Bolton is like critical of Donald Trump's Iranian intervention, because John Bolton, Rudy Giuliani, and a bunch of these other people are MEK supporters because they've been getting paid by MEK. Reza Pahlavi is Israel's guy, and so obviously he gets a lot of motion. But the reality is he has a little bit more support in Iran, but not that much. Neither MEK nor Reza Pahlavi will ever be the actual leaders of Iran unless America came in with full force and installed him as a puppet.
Go back to Iran to usher in a period of democracy. Like, what do you know about democracy? Your father was a fascist dictator who slaughtered his own people and who stole billions upon billions of dollars from the nation's treasury. So you think it should be you who goes back to Iran after 50 years and brings in a period of democracy? Come on, I'm insulted by that. So yeah, this guy's not going to be, I made a comment today kind of offhandedly, and the more I think about it, the more I believe it to be true. He wouldn't survive the walk from the plane to the terminal if he were to fly back to Iran. So he's not going to be.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, Reza Pahlavi and the future of Iran, 800,000 views in one day. Praying for the Iranian people in a bright future. Really impressed with his ability to answer these tough questions. He didn't even want to. The funniest thing is, like, I don't even think he wants to do it that much. Yeah, Van Jones, another. That's how you know. That's how you know this shit is so base boosted, because Van Jones is pushing it. It's going so great that the American stockpiles are so withered away that they are literally moving THAADs potentially from Korea to Israel, which means that they are running out of THAAD. They're running out of missile defenses. Oh my God, this is so bad. CNN says running out of THAAD and SM-3 interceptors. The U.S. expects a major uptick in attacks on Iran within 24 hours. After an initial round of weakened Iranian defenses, the next phase will target Iran's missile production, drones, and naval forces. The U.S. is also running low on some missile stocks, including Tomahawks and SM-3 interceptors. Yeah. U.S. must destroy Iranian launches before Israel and U.S. run out of interceptors is right. That is crazy. Breaking fire at the U.S. Embassy in Riyadh after blast, two sources say. Holy sh... Guys, it's going really good, I think. North Korea has the opportunity to do the funniest thing. Well, last week, the South Korean president wanted to restart talks with North Korea, ironically enough. Tucker Carlson, last night, both in Qatar and Saudi Arabia, authorities arrested Mossad agents planning on committing bombings.
Standpoint.
I can see that. Bro, the entire Middle East is on fire. I cannot believe it. It is unbelievable that the peace president would bring about the end to the Abraham Accords, literal troop deaths, and numbers slated to grow at the behest of Israel, the most peaceful country on the planet. Unbelievable. Shocking, I tell you. Who could have ever foreseen this happening? Incredible stuff.